Today we're going to be speed running through all the books that we've released so far. Let's get into it. The first book we released was iSum #1. It was written by me and the artist is Cliff Richards. It starts right in the middle of our universe and it's the first appearances of both Yaira and Alpha Core. And with iSum #1, we put out a concept art book where you can get some commentary as well as some insight and see the original concept art with my co-creator, Marcos Rios. Next up was iSum #2, and we also built a statue of iSum based on this cover right here by our art director, Kanan White. This features the first appearances of Gooding as well as Bloodroot. Next up, Alpha Core, the superhero cop team directly attached to Flores Park Police Force, and it was written by the legendary Chuck Dixon. The artist is Joe Bennett. You're gonna love this. And not too long after that, we released our first official art book, which features line art of Joe Bennett, just black and white. Then the highly anticipated Yaira was released, and it was written by Jen and Sylvia Saska, and the artist is Deborah Carita. Next up is the first issue of the Rippaverse, which is where we test a lot of new characters. First up was Salvage. This short story was written by myself, and the artist was the legendary Bart Sears. Another book that was written by a longtime writer, Mike Barron. Here is Gooding, the Polymath, and the artist is Will Conrad. If you're into tech heroes, this is your thing. The art of Will Conrad, which of course features line art from Will Conrad himself. The next issue of the Rippaverse, it features Saoirse, and this was a story that I wrote. Kanan White was the artist. A lot of people love this. This ended up spinning off into its ongoing series. Then we have a character that was completely conceptualized by Joe Bennett and Chuck Dixon. This is a graphic novel called The Horseman, Welcome to Flores Park. Then the highly anticipated Bloodroot #1, which was written by the Saska sisters as well. This is our first ever horror book, and we also released a format that had it in black and white, which is the book that I'm holding up right here. Next up is the sequel to Yaira. This is Yaira #2, same creative team. And then we have the art of Deborah Carita, which features the line art of Deborah Carita. And our latest release is The Great War of Separation. This was written by Chuck Dixon, and the artist is Jack Herbert. We also have already released a collection. It features iSum #1. It features Yaira #1, as well as Alpha Core #1, and it's called the Rippaverse Trinity. We released this as an oversized softcover as well as the oversized hardcover. And we have some other books that are up for pre-order, like issue #3 of the Rippaverse, as well as iSum #3. You can head over to Rippaverse.com and grab all of what I mentioned right now.